Hello everyone and welcome to a new video from Your Overwatch. I'm Eddie the Chump and today is a sort of news roundup concerning the reporting feature on the PTR and some Overwatch League announcements from the last few days. Both are kind of important, so let's get straight into it. First of all, let's get into the new reporting system. Blizzard have made the categories that you can report someone for more expanded and detailed. The categories include cheating, poor teamwork, inactivity, abusive chat, bad battle tag, spam and griefing. In addition to this, Blizzard have detailed exactly what they think defines any category and what they think is certainly not part of that definition. So let's take the first one, cheating, as an example. Cheating is using third-party programs to automate any facet of the game, exploiting a bug, or engaging in any activity that grants an unfair advantage. Cheating is not playing extremely well, getting a lucky streak of hits, or successfully predicting an enemy player's movement. So that's quite interesting. Blizzard are giving people guidelines, presumably in efforts to make the reporting system more efficient, and here's the thing. The more people false flag or report someone for an illegitimate reason, the less effective any reporting system will become at actually banning the people that needed banning. If you keep reporting people for cheating because you're a bad loser, for example, it isn't very likely that your actions will have the desired effect. To explain why, you have to grasp the fact that a ban never happens because someone gets reported once, or even a few times for the same thing. It takes multiple correlating reports in the same category, simply because there are so many false reports entered into these systems. Liam and I have joked about this. We've both hit crazy shots in competitive games, and I'm sure many of you watching have too. We've laughed about how the guy watching his kill cam might call hacks on us. It's way more common to hit a few crazy shots in a row than you think. Now the thing is, each category is, at a guess, treated differently because of the amount of time it takes to investigate. Bad battle tag, for example, is pretty straightforward. I'm sure it doesn't take many reports to get someone to look over the account, and if the reports are true, take action. Likewise, spam or abusive chat are fairly easy for Blizzard to monitor, as they'll keep logs from games that include the chat records. That's not that hard or time consuming to check, all things considered. Now, where I can understand the community getting a little bit concerned is with categories like poor teamwork. Blizzard's definition being not trying to complete map objectives or constantly communicating in a negative fashion, i.e. this team is horrible. That is actually quite open. We've all been in games where something has caused a teammate to tilt uncontrollably, so much so they'll tilt pick Torb on King of the Hill and actively throw the game. The thing is, Blizzard also describes what poor teamwork isn't, and they say playing a hero that is not considered optimal by the community or staying silent in team voice chat. Well, that tilting Torb teammate I described would fit both definitions to larger and lesser degrees. You can't report him for the Torb, but you can if he's actively trying to lose the game. It's a tad contradictory. I understand why they've done that. You can't report Hanzo mains for being Hanzo mains. Fine. But what if your main tank gets sick of his DPS Ana not healing him and goes attack Symmetra in tilted protest, calling everyone bad while doing so? Another concern that people have is how open is this system to exploitation? In other words, will this expanded system result in more undeserved bans? Now, what I said earlier about reporting systems was to kind of set up this conversation. Unless it's either something really cut and dry like many reports from different people for the same thing like an aimbot, or something like racist text chat that Blizzard can easily check, you're not going to get banned easily. It needs to be a large pool of correlating data. Now, it doesn't help that some of the expanded definitions leave grey area, as I pointed out, but I think the fear of getting banned unfairly for something fairly innocuous is unfounded. And before my account gets banned for having the word chump in it, jokes aside, the vast majority of the community has nothing to worry about. In fact, you're more likely to get banned for constantly abusing the report feature than be a victim of it. For the second piece of news today, we're going to quickly cover an image that shows a mock-up of how the Overwatch League team system could be organised. This image comes from a recent meeting for business leaders at the aptly named Leaders Business 2017 event. Here Blizzard showed a mock-up breakdown of how the league could be organised. When looking at the breakdown, there are 16 teams, 11 of which are NA cities with only one franchise for the whole of Korea. Now, if you know anything about Overwatch at the top level, most of the premier teams and talent are actually Korean, with NA being far weaker. This made people ask difficult questions, like how can the Overwatch League really be the best for top-level competition if the best rosters would be broken up under a draft or combine system? If there was a draft, surely the best talent being Korean would mean all the rosters in NA would be made up of Koreans or mixed rosters, leaving the actual Korean franchise with the same. That's obviously a bit problematic. Korea is the only region to have a functional professional league that plays at LAN in the form of Apex. The actual audience for watching Pro Overwatch is much larger there than in the West currently. How would that market feel to have its best teams broken up and be replaced by a single, likely mixed international roster? My guess is perhaps they might not be too happy about that. There's also the fact that it can't really be called an international league when 11 out of 16 teams come from one country. Although to be fair, I'm sure if it proved popular, they'd expand the teams numerically and by region. The problem with talking about the Overwatch League is that we get snippets of the whole story, we don't have all the facts. If I were being kind, I would probably guess that Blizzard are and have been in the process of of rampant market research trying to find the best way to implement such an ambitious project, and therefore don't have all the answers themselves. My own personal opinion is that fostering the highest level of competition should be the priority. By that I mean spectators flock to seeing the best rosters and highest quality matches they can. The European Champions League is a great example of that. However, that has the advantage of high quality domestic leagues in Europe to draw its teams from, so it's not an easy answer. Overwatch doesn't have that infrastructure. When the picture becomes clearer, and if you guys want to see it, we could actually go super in depth about this subject, as there's a lot to unpack. We just thought we'd cover it in case anybody really wanted to know. If you like the video, please don't forget to leave a rating. If you never want to miss one of our videos again, click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on our channel to join the notification squad. You'll be in great company. Please check out our Discord, where you can join one of the biggest Discord communities for Overwatch out there. If you want to see us tilt live for your enjoyment, please check out our Twitch channel, which will be linked in the description. Also, please follow the Your Overwatch Twitter. It's where you can find updates about new videos and streams. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time.